Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Dorothy. I'm a professional astrologer. You can find me on the web at nhastrologer.com. And there you'll be able to read the new moon and the full moon forecast. But I don't write this one out, but I do write the new moon and the full moon out. So go check those out at the appropriate times, okay? And I'll tell you what those are as we go through. So this is for Aquarius, December for Aquarius and Aquarius rising. So in the beginning of the month, December 3rd, 4th, 5th, it's really great because we have all this fantastic fire energy being engaged with Venus in Sag trining Jupiter, the Sun in Sag trining Uranus, Mercury in Sag trining Uranus, and that's the 4th and the 5th. So basically by sign, this is a grand trine in fire. So there's a lot of excitement going on. And the details of all of these, what these mean is that with Venus in Sagittarius, that's, you know, the money that we have and the money that we're willing to spend and what we value and what we like. In the sign of Sagittarius means that we're buying things in bulk, right? And with it connecting to Jupiter, that also encourages that bulk buying or buying a lot of things. But Jupiter in Leo, you know, will also create things too. So the first part of this I want to focus on, and then even the Sun in Uranus and Mercury in Uranus. Really what it all comes down to is we're going to spend a lot of money on things that are really excitable to us, things that make us feel good so we can make somebody else feel good. And with Jupiter in Leo retrograde, that means we're going to spend too much money. With the Sun and Uranus connecting and Mercury and Uranus connecting the way they are, that also means that we're going to be driving around and we're going to be going from shop to shop to shop, having a lot of fun, socializing. So this is great energy for parties, especially the holiday parties. This is great energy for shopping with friends, going out to dinner, and then as well buying things that are about decorating our houses for the holidays that we celebrate. This is a lot of fun. This is a great fun time. Fire trine. We're just going to be doing all kinds of great stuff those first few days of December. Now on the 6th of December, we do have the full moon, and that's at 14 degrees of Gemini. It's at 7:27 in the morning, East Coast time. So that full moon's going to be in your 5th house, and that 5th house belongs to Leo naturally. Jupiter's in Leo. Leo's being triggered by these transits in the beginning of the month. And so what we have with this full moon in your 5th house is like, it's going to show you where you're spending too much money, because that 5th house, we were very, very generous in that 5th house, but it's also where we're very creative. So you, Aquarius, you guys might end up spending more money on decorating and just making your house look very fun, illuminating your home. That fire is all about illumination as well. We do tend to put a lot of Christmas lights up. So much fun. It's great to have all those lights this time of year in the Northern Hemisphere since it's so dark. Once we get to January, you just wish that you had Christmas lights still. But anyways, back to this. So with that full moon for you in Gemini, in that 5th house, it will definitely illuminate and let you know and show you where and what it is that you need to release and let go of in regards to those 5th house things. And those 5th house things are where we're creative or where we're not creative. We're able to release that and let it go. With Gemini there, it could be there's something that is being triggered for you in creative writing. All right? Because Gemini is all about communicating and writing and speaking. So with that full moon in your 5th house, I just want you to realize that there can be a nice little shift for you. A release of fear of speaking, or fear of writing an article or writing a book or writing something and getting it out there. All right, you could release that. But go to the website and read that forecast when it gets closer to this December 6th, because I'll have it up beginning of December. All right. Let's move on. So on December 8th, that Mercury and the Sun are conjunct in Sagittarius. That is in your 11th house. That's a very social place. That is where we are involved with groups and anything that has a humanitarian feel to it. So if you're involved in those things, that energy will be highlighted for right around December 8th and for the month, really, because that's where all the Sagittarius energy is moving through your chart right now, is in your 11th house. So it's, again, humanitarian endeavors and humanitarian things. On the 10th of December, we have Venus in the sign of Capricorn, moves into the sign of Capricorn, and that will be in your 12th house. So when it's in the 12th house, you know what that does is that just makes things very logical and practical for you. And what it's going to do is it's going to slow down our spending. So we're not going to be overspending. Because that Venus in Capricorn, it wants things that are not fancy, not flamboyant, but very logical, practical, and what is comfortable and necessary. Not necessarily that bulk buying. I'm going to only buy what I need. I'm going to get what I need. That's it. When it's in the 12th house, what it can do there is that it can help bring up issues around security for yourself and how you value that. It may be that you just want to save money and not spend. But it will bring up, you know, the emotional connection. Any fear that you might have around being safe and secure or having financial security for yourself. Okay, it could bring all of that up for you. Because that 12th house is the focus for you with the rest of the month that we have. On December 12th, Mercury makes a trine to Jupiter, and then on December 14th, the Sun makes a trine to Jupiter. So even though what I just said sounds really serious, because it is a little bit, but it's not bad, it's just a little bit serious, we have more fun involved. So it's just like what we had around December 4th. We also have the same energy around the 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. Again, that's out, getting out, more decorating, more shopping, you know, Christmas plays, Christmas concerts, going to the Nutcracker, you know, all that fun entertainment that people like to do during the holiday seasons. This is what you're doing at that point in time. All of us are, actually. Now, to dampen the spirits just a little bit, and this happens, we have Uranus making a square to Pluto. This is number 6 out of 7. Started back in 2012 in June. The last one will be in March 2015. Now, in all honesty, it really started back when Pluto entered Capricorn back in 2008. And again, that would be in your 12th house. So Pluto's been transiting your 12th house for a lot of years now. But starting in June, you know, so things started to break down. We all know in 2008 is when the housing market, at least in the United States, started to break down. But we really didn't notice it for a year or so. Knew something was up, but it wasn't really revealed to the world yet. But once Uranus got involved in June 2012, then it was like kicking a hornet's nest. And the people were revolting. And the people were having their own personal revolutions as well. And so while all of this is going on, and we're trying to still regroup after all these years, really what it comes down to is the whole vibration of the planet is shifting. So what we do needs to shift as well. So these things that go away for us, the things that have left for us over these last few years, need to be gone and completely gone. We're not to replace them with the same thing that's just newer. Whatever has left your life is gone, and it is gone for good. Uranus is giving us the opportunity as a square, because it's a challenge for us to step out of our comfort zones and to find something new to engage in. Find a new way to approach things, a new vibration, a higher vibration. Metaphysically, all you need to do is just to constantly bring in your light and meditate and clear negative energy out. Constantly need to be doing this. But if that doesn't make any sense to you, basically just do things that come from an honest place in your life. Do everything that feels honest and feels good and feels unique to you. And that's how we can use this energy of Uranus-Pluto square. All right, each person, we do our own work, we will change the world one person at a time. That ripple effect makes a difference. So work with that. Next, on December 16th, Mercury in the sign of Capricorn. Again, it shifts into Capricorn, out of Sag, into Capricorn, in that 12th house. Capricorn in the 12th house can be rather rigid, because that 12th house also is the area where we have our hopes and our dreams. You know, it's the things we fear, but it's also, you know, things that we can do that we don't realize we can do. So what we need to do is with all this Capricorn energy happening in your 12th house, Aquarius, what you need to do with this is to make sure that you have a plan on how to initiate new things, or how to move through some fear, and then you're able to initiate things later on in the year. So figure out how you can move through the fear if that is something that's coming up, because that is something that can come up with these transits that you have going on. On December 20th, Venus in Capricorn makes a conjunction to Pluto, so Venus and Pluto are conjunct. So what you value, that Venus in Capricorn, again, is looking at what we value. Venus is also making a square to Uranus on that day because, you know, Uranus and Pluto are conjunct. So when they do all of that, this is an opportunity for you to really break out of an old shell and break out some real old karma, break out of it and step into something new. If you need help with that, get, you know, a psychic, get a shaman, get somebody that can help you move through that stuff. All right. On the solstice, December 21st, we have the sun, the moon in the sign of Capricorn. They both enter the sign of Capricorn. So it is Yule, it is the winter solstice, and it's also the new moon. So we have three major things going on in one day. All because the Yule is celebrated on the day of the solstice, the winter solstice. And so the new moon is at 8:36 p.m. Eastern Time. And that new moon is in your 12th house. And when the new moon is in the 12th house, once again, it brings up all those things that we don't typically want to look at throughout the year. Once a year, we have everybody has a new moon in their 12th house, and it brings up old fears and old things that we haven't quite finished working on. There's not quite a resolution yet. And so with the moon, new moon in Capricorn, it is about, like I already said, setting goals and setting some sort of structure and order for yourself, what's comfortable for you, so you can move through these fears. Or you can just bury them again and forget it. Your call. All right, on December 25th, that is Christmas. Mercury and Pluto are conjunct in that 12th house as well. And that's a serious conversation. That's something that's very deep, something that's been going on for a very long time, lifetimes actually. But with that, with those two planets conjunct in your 12th house, there's an opportunity for you to communicate something with somebody, or at least communicate with yourself, what the serious situation is, so you can pick it up, move it up, and transform it into something that is different. Pluto is all about, you know, that death and rebirth whole process. And this is what's going on with Pluto and Mercury conjunct Pluto. So work that and do that for yourself through love and compassion, with love and compassion. Now, if you have to come at it from a place of fear, that's not going to be very healthy. But if that's what you have to do, then you're going to have to do that. But I would prefer that you put some love and compassion around that energy. That would make it easier for you to see a resolution and to work through a deep, deep karmic issue. All right? I know that sounds so serious, but I want to end this on December 31st, New Year's Eve. At that point, the moon is in the sign of Taurus. So be logical, be responsible, not logical, but be responsible and be safe. But Moon in Taurus is all about those sensual pleasures and our senses. So eat, drink, and be merry. Have a great time. Have a happy new year. And with that, I want to say thank you so much for watching all of these years. I've been on over 5 years now. Thank you for allowing me to share my information and how I see things. And thank you very much for, it helps me to live my passion, do my work, which I'm passionate about. That's this astrology. So thank you very much. And I want to say Happy Yule to all my pagan friends out there. And blessed be. And namaste.